Bitch, we are in a foreign country. Stop all that damn hollering. Get your act right out your pocket and hold on tight.
Scandals are nothing new in reality television. For years, we've seen networks accused of exploiting stars while reaping massive profits. But what recently came to light through Chris Combs? One of the breakout stars of 1002 LB Sisters has shocked fans and rattled the entertainment industry. Chris, often regarded as the most sensible, steady, and grounded member of the Slaton family, has now become the face of a controversy that could alter the future of the show forever. In a stunning and uncharacteristically bold move, Chris revealed in an interview with Access Hollywood that TLC, the network behind the AGC's fame, allegedly withheld a jaw-dropping $300,000 from his pay. Yes, you heard that correctly, $300,000. For a man like Chris, who has never been known to chase fame or stir up drama. This revelation hits harder than if it had come from anyone else in the family. Viewers have always seen him as the voice of reason, the balancing force between Tammy's fiery personality and Amy's emotional ups and downs. That's precisely why this scandal feels so explosive. If Chris Combs, the reliable rock of the family, is openly criticizing TLC, then something truly significant is happening behind the scenes. The shocking revelation, according to Chris, everything began when he noticed strange irregularities in his pay. The totals didn't line up, and the timing of payments seemed off. Reality TV contracts are notoriously secretive, often silencing cast members from discussing salaries publicly. But Chris broke that taboo. He revealed that when he added everything up, there was a clear disparity. Money that should have been in his pocket wasn't there. And it wasn't just a minor accounting mistake. He's claiming a massive missing sum, $300,000. When you dedicate your health, your family, and your personal struggles for millions of viewers, Chris explained, you expect to be paid what was agreed upon. Our story has made TLC millions of dollars. But when it comes time to compensate us, suddenly it becomes complicated. That's unfair, and I will not remain silent about it. That statement wasn't just about money. It was a declaration of war against a network that thrives on keeping its stars quiet. Why Chris's words hit different part of what makes this scandal so believable is Chris's reputation. Unlike Tammy, whose outbursts often divide fans, or Amy, his life has been filled with highly publicized drama. Chris has always come across as sincere, hardworking, and grounded. He wasn't chasing the spotlight. In fact, he often seemed reluctant to be on camera at all. Fans respected him for being the steady brother, the one who cracked jokes, offered support, and showed tough love when his sisters needed it most. He never tried to exploit the show for clout. That's exactly why his accusations carry so much weight. If Chris is saying TLC cheated him out of money, people believe him. His credibility makes it nearly impossible for the network to dismiss this as mere gossip. TLC's cold response when asked to respond. TLC downplayed Chris's claims. They framed the entire issue as a misunderstanding, a matter of contractual language and revenue distribution. But this only fueled the fire. To fans, TLC's statement came off as cold, calculated, and corporate. Social media quickly erupted with outrage. Viewers accused the network of treating the Slatons like pawns in a money-making machine while executives pocketed millions. One viral comment summed up the mood perfectly. This isn't just about Chris. This is about all of them. For years, Tammy, Amy, and Chris have shown their lives to the world. If $300,000 was really withheld, that's theft. And it wasn't just 1000 LB Sisters fans chiming in. Reality TV enthusiasts from Sister Wives, 90 Day Fiancé, and even John and Kate Plus 8 drew parallels to their own favorite shows, noting that TLC has been accused of exploiting its stars for years. More than just money for Chris, this battle goes beyond financial compensation. It's about respect, fairness, and principle. In his Access Hollywood interview, he didn't mince words. I may sue TLC. Maybe I won't even return for another season. They think we're too afraid to resist. But I will not allow them to treat my family or myself this way. That's not just idle talk. If Chris follows through, he could become the first one of OLB Sisters cast member to sue TLC, and that legal action could spark a domino effect that changes everything, not just for the Slatons, but for TLC's entire lineup of reality stars. A family torn this scandal has also raised questions about how the rest of the family will react. Tammy and Amy have long acknowledged that TLC gave them a platform that changed their lives forever. But now, with Chris accusing the network of betrayal, will they stand with him? Or will they stay quiet out of fear of losing their own contracts? Amy has already clashed with producers about how much of her children's lives should be filmed. If she feels underpaid too, she may very well side with Chris. Tammy has never been shy about speaking her mind. I'd also see this as her chance to call out TLC for manipulation and mistreatment. If the Slatons unite, TLC won't be facing just one angry cast member. They'll be staring down the entire family. A history of exploitation. Chris's claims fit into a much larger pattern of accusations against TLC. Cast members of 90 Day Fiancé have admitted to being paid as little as $1,000, $2,500 per episode, even while the show generated millions in ad revenue. The Sister Wives family has hinted at being grossly underpaid for the viewership they bring in. Former stars of John and Kate plus 8, and here comes Honey Boo. Boo later spoke about how TLC heavily controlled their lives while profiting from their struggles. But Chris's case is different because he named a specific number, $300,000. That makes this measurable, undeniable, and potentially actionable in court. It's no longer vague allegations about being underpaid. It's a claim that money that belonged to him never made it to his bank account. The ripple effect, if Chris takes legal action, the fallout could be massive. Not only might Amy and Tammy demand their own accounting, but stars from Sister Wives, Joe's Day Fiancé, and other TLC shows could be emboldened to come forward with their own stories. Chris could unintentionally become a whistleblower, pulling back the curtain on how TLC treats its talent. Once those contracts are dragged into the light, there may be no going back. The stakes for TLC, the stakes couldn't be higher. The network's empire rests on the illusion that viewers are simply watching quirky families live their lives. But if those families are revealed to be underpaid victims of exploitation, the illusion shatters. Audiences won't laugh at Tammy's tantrums or cry during Amy's struggles if they believe the family is being financially cheated. Ratings could plummet, advertisers could pull out, and TLC's entire brand could crumble. What happens if Chris walks, if Chris refuses to return for another season? The show immediately loses one of its most relatable and beloved cast members. His absence would leave Tammy and Amy's stories unbalanced, potentially pushing the show into chaotic, exploitative territory. And if he files a lawsuit, the headlines won't be about weight loss journeys or family drama anymore. They'll be about withheld money, corporate greed, and betrayal. TLC's carefully managed storylines would be completely overshadowed. Even if TLC offers settlements or raises salaries to quiet the noise, the damage is already done. Fans know something is wrong, and they're not likely to forget it. The bigger reality, in the end, this scandal is about more than Chris, more than $300,000, and more than 1,000 Delby sisters. It's about the reality TV industry as a whole, an industry that profits massively from ordinary families, struggles while often giving those families only scraps in return. Chris has given a voice to what many reality stars have whispered for years, that networks manipulate, exploit, and underpay while selling their pain for profit. Whether he sues, walks away, or sparks a movement, one thing is clear: minus 1,000 Delby sisters will never be the same again. Final word: Chris Combs' accusation that TLC withheld $300,000 has already rocked the foundation of the show. His calm, reasonable voice has become a rallying cry for fans who are demanding accountability. This is no longer just a reality show scandal. This is reality, plain and simple. This is reality, plain and simple.
I asked him to quit repeatedly, and I kept going and kept going. So I was like, I'd rather go home and be around people that don't make.
Chris Combs' shocking $300,000 accusation against TLC has shifted the ground beneath 1,000 Delby sisters. For years, Chris has been this steady, blue-collar voice of reason, the brother who never chased fame, never created unnecessary chaos, and simply wanted to support his sisters while sharing his own health struggles. That reputation makes his claims all the more explosive. Fans believe him. They see him as authentic, trustworthy, and grounded, which means when he says TLC deceived him, it carries a weight no PR spin can easily erase. This scandal isn't just about one paycheck. Disputed has the power to expose the darker side of reality television. Critics have long argued that networks like TLC profit from the pain, dysfunction, and personal trauma of their stars, while offering minimal compensation and little to no mental health support. Hospitalizations, near-death moments, and family breakdowns have all been filmed and broadcast as entertainment. Now, Chris's allegations put an exact dollar amount, $300,000, on that exploitation, transforming whispers and fan forums into a headline-level crisis. The potential ripple effects are massive. If Chris files a lawsuit and proves money was withheld, Amy and Tammy could demand their own audits. Amy has already voiced frustration with producers for filming around her children, while Tammy has often accused the network of pushing her into humiliating or harmful storylines for drama. Chris's fight could quickly become the family's fight. And if the sisters join him, TLC could face not just one lawsuit, but multiple, opening the floodgates for other reality stars from shows like Sister Wives or 90 Day Fiancé to follow suit. But TLC isn't likely to back down without a fight. The network has a long history of silencing cast members through strict contracts, legal threats, and carefully controlled narratives. If Chris moves forward, executives could try to discredit him publicly, countersue for breach of contract, or attempt to buy his silence with a private settlement. Yet fans don't see Chris as someone who backs down easily. His blunt warning, "I might sue TLC. I might not even return for another season," shows he's ready to take this all the way. The consequences for 1,000 Delby sisters are immediate and severe. Without Chris, the show loses its stabilizing presence. The relatable everyman who balances Amy's emotional struggles and Tammy's fiery outbursts. What remains risks feeling like a circus without a grounding force. Worse, if the case heads to court, TLC's carefully hidden contracts and financial practices could be dragged into public view. That level of transparency could devastate the network's reputation and weaken the foundation of its entire reality empire. What happens next could change not just one show, but reality TV as a whole. If Chris holds his ground, he might unintentionally become a whistleblower for an entire generation of reality stars who've been underpaid and overexploited. For TLC, this is no longer about controlling storylines or editing footage, it's about survival. For the fans, it's a wake-up call. A reminder that behind every dramatic episode are real people who deserve respect and fair treatment. Chris Combs has made his move, and there's no turning back. Whether he sues, walks away, or sparks a wider rebellion, one thing is certain: 1,000 Delby sisters will never be the same again.